guys, here we are again. For this video, show you guys the books that we bought this month. This is going to be our June book haul. I'll start. I bought 5 books. The first one is also featured in another video. It's called Love of the Dead by Oscar de Muriel. It's about English detective that is disgraced, so he has to move to Scotland to work there as a detective, and he meets a rough brute who is Scottish, and he has to work with him to solve crimes, and he misses one finger, and I kind of ship these two together. They have a very funny dynamic because Scott sort of calls him names, but not in
not malicious,
mean spirit. Yeah, not mean spirited, but he thinks he's too much obsessed with how he looks and proper, very English, and we discuss very rough, so I kind of ship them two together, but it's just they're really funny, and it's humorous, and it's just so funny. And the audiobooks are also really interesting. They use bits and music as well, so it's really fun to listen to. Second book I bought is by Foreman. It's called I Have Lost My Way. I'm not entirely sure what this is about. If I remember correctly, it's about a few different people who don't know each other, who help each other out. I read almost all Gil Foreman's books. In every single one of those books I've read, I found some piece of myself. For example, in one book series, the main protagonist is a cello playing redhead. I'm a redhead, I play cello. In another book, the love interest is Dutch. I'm Dutch. In another book, the friend of the main protagonist has committed suicide, and I also have struggled with mental illness. So it's just, in every book I find a piece of myself. So I'm really looking forward to finding some piece of myself in this as well. There are 2 other books, I believe, from this author who I haven't read yet. One of them also involves mental illness, so I'm looking forward to reading this one. The third one is called The Silent Companions by Laura Purcell. I don't remember what this is about. It's sort of a cover by, but also I read the back. I read the back as well, and now I recall when I read the back, it reminded me a little of the Miniaturists. I really liked that book. Also, I love the series, the TV series, the adaptation. It's very. My father, who saw it as well, described it as being in a Vandermeer painting. So it's really bright colors, very stylish costumes, very stately, just really interesting to see. And the third one is called Reflection, and it's by Elizabeth Lim. As you can see, it's a Mulan retelling. It's part of a series about the Disney fairy tales. It's also published by Disney, but the premise of the books are what would happen if one crucial point in the story is different. For example, the first one is about Belle and the Beast, and the idea is, what if the mother of Belle was the one who cursed the beast? And this one is Mulan, as you can tell, and it's like this. What if love interest? I forgot his name. General Fang. I don't know. Yeah, it's probably wrong, but her love interest. What if he died? So she's going into the underworld to rescue him. So I sort of like the first one. I haven't finished it yet. It's one of the books that's on the back burner. But this is by a different author. I struggled with the writing style of the first book. So I'm really hoping that this one is better, and then I can read the other books that aren't written by the original authors. He has written 3 books in the series. So if I like this one, hopefully Elizabeth Lim are going to write some more in the series. The 4th one and the last one is called 13 Rising by Romina Russell. It's a sci-fi book. It's the 4th and last one in the series. I'm currently reading the 3rd book. In this world, humans have traveled to other planets, and they live on different planets in the solar system, and each planet is named after the zodiac, and each planet has certain qualities that are associated with the zodiac. But there is a rumored 13th house. The main protagonist one day meets, or the guardian of 3rd house communicates with her, and it's the idea is that the 13th house is a myth, and very dark myth. They're the bad guys. There's also people who are called risers, and they don't belong in one house. They travel from one house to the other as their personality, but they also change physically. And those are considered dangerous and volatile, and they're the enemy. So there is a love triangle, but thankfully it's resolved by the 2nd book. But it didn't bother me as much, because I just love the world. I love the writing. It has me on the edge of my seat. It's very intense. So I'm really looking forward to reading the last book. These are the books that I bought this month. Now,
well, I bought her as well, and the first one I'm going to tell about is The Court of Broken Knives by Anne Schmidt-Spark. My interest was piqued by the cover. I really liked the design, and it's about a group of soldiers. It's one of my themes, and it is also about a boy who discovers that fate has something in store for him. It is and spells out what fate has in store for him, but also about how the other people are interact with that boy. The first of the series, and we shall see if it's as good as I think it is, but we shall see. The next one is a manga, Isaac. And this from Shinji Makari and Double S. I read another series of Double S, and that series is named Until Death Do Us Part. And I liked the art style. It's kind of realistic, but still has the manga vibe. And I really liked the other series. So when I went to France, I saw that they were writing a new series, and then I learned it was about a Japanese mercenary fighting in the war between the Protestants and the Catholics, mainly Germany and Spain in this case. And I thought, well, that's interesting, so I want to read it. And that's Isaac. The next one is City of Saints and Madmen from Jeff van der Meer. I really was intrigued by the title, and it is about from the author who also wrote Annihilation. I also bought that book as well, actually, but I don't remember where I put it. So I'm really disorganized sometimes. But yeah, Annihilation is there's a movie adaptation of that story. It is horror, sci-fi horror. It's more hanging on the sci-fi element actually, but because the things they encounter are pretty horrifying. That's why it's horror. And and well, I picked the book. I wanted to buy the book because during the commentary about the movie, they talked about the characters were a lot more interesting in the books, and I actually liked the movie quite a lot and the message it was trying to convey. So I thought, well, I'm going to buy the book to read it and of course, the original is always better.
Is that the movie with Natalie Portman?
Yeah, that's the one. It's on Netflix.
I can't watch it. It's too scary for me, I think.
Yeah, but it's not that. It's more. It's not. It's a sophisticated horror. It's not.
Yeah, but it's sophisticated horror.
No. Okay. So, and City of Saints and Madmen takes place in a city that doesn't exist, and it's about a mental institution and. Yeah, the madman, like, so, it's about the odds and fighting the odds, and, well, it piqued my interest. The last one is The Alienist by Caleb Carr, and as you can see, there's an adaptation of it. It's a TV series. I think it's also on Netflix.
Yes.
Yes, on Netflix. I watched
Go watch it. It only has one season. Unfortunately, it was cancelled. But watch it. It's good.
Oh, that's not great. That it got cancelled. But I saw the trailer and I really was interested because it is about the birth of profiling. So it's the two scientists, one psychologist who is major influence on psychologists during his time, and he is people who have some kind of peculiar inclinations that could lead to crime, and it's about his struggles and his the relationships between his friend and a woman he has a crush on or is suddenly in love with, and I mainly bought it because I really like psychology, and I'm fascinated by what makes people tick and why they make certain choices, so that's why I picked this up. Yeah, that's are the books that I picked up for this month.
So, I'm here again as well. Back from the background. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Give it a thumbs up if you like, subscribe, leave a comment about the books you bought this month. Maybe you read one of the books we bought. What do you think? Don't spoil us, please. So that's it for this video. This is I Can Be signing out. Bye.
Bye.